Okay, we're on. Ooh, maybe I'll like do something fun with the background. Ooh, I can't because it's not letting me pick different media, so I'll turn that off. Okay. Let me get my list. I wrote a list. Hi! Today we are going to be talking about my top 10 episodes of South Park. Hi, Yusra. Uh, so, I really love South Park. I have loved South Park since I've been 9 years old. I first watched, I want to say the movie. I definitely watched the movie first. I think like my friend's older brother had it on video. So I think I was around 9. We watched the movie and I was like, this is funny, but like, I was a kid, so I was like, this is like just, like, ha ha ha, like they keep swearing. But then, I don't know how I got them, right? So this is on VHS. I had a couple of episodes from season 2. I had the Underpants Gnomes. I had the one where the guy is frozen for like 4 years and comes back to life. And I had the episode where they take the piss out of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter. And I distinctly remember watching the episode where they take the piss out of Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, and they keep saying that he is going to shove his thumb up the animal's ass to really piss him off. And that was me. I was hooked. I got South Park. At that point, I was like, oh my god, I get this. Like, it's satire. And I think that was like the first time in like my kid brain, I was like, I get this. It's satire. So, I've been watching South Park ever since. I must have seen like every episode at least twice, apart from the newer seasons. So, when I was about 13, my stepbrother showed me South Park The Zone. I don't think it's still up, but it used to be you could go and watch like every episode of South Park ever made on South Park The Zone. They changed the name, but like when I used to use it, it was South Park The Zone, and like if you still type in South Park The Zone, I think it still comes up. I'm not sure because like now I have Paramount, so I normally just watch them on that. I'm in the UK, in case you didn't realize. If you guys are just joining us, we're talking about my top 10 favorite episodes of South Park ever, and we're about to begin. So give this video a like if you like South Park. I know the new episode's coming out tonight in the UK, and I'm gonna watch it. So in 10th place, my favorite episode is the Ginger Kids. Just, I mean, it's so simple, right? They have no souls. Ginger kids have no souls. It's the funniest premise, right? And like the kids, right, when they go to visit that family with the 3 ginger kids, and they're all like, yes, mother. It works so well. And then also my best friend is ginger, so like you can see how that played out in like our dynamic. But the fact that they trick Cartman into being like a ginger kid, and he has like a rally and wants to like murder everyone who's not ginger, is just, it's like a classic Cartman episode, and it's so funny. And the fact that Kyle's a daywalker is hilarious because he doesn't get freckles. So my friend also, even though she's ginger, she doesn't get freckles, so he was like, you're a daywalker, you have no soul. Whereas like I got the ginger skin because I'm a freckly human being. So that is my 10th place favorite episode of South Park of all time, right? And then my 9th favorite episode of South Park of all time. And this is so stupid, right? I know this is a really stupid pick and not many people like this episode, but the Fantastic Easter Special of South Park is just so funny. And I think it's because the week before I seen that, because when I found out about South Park The Zone, I went back to season 1, and after school I used to watch like a couple episodes every day. Like I would watch like during the week after school. I would have to go to like my stepdad's work and sit there in like the office that wasn't used, so I used to like watch things on YouTube. And of course there was South Park The Zone, so I started in season 1 and would like work my way through. So the time when I watched the Fantastic Easter special, the weekend before, I just watched the Da Vinci Code movie, and I was like, this is hilarious. And the fact that the Pope is a rabbit and the hat for his ears, it all works. And like the hair man, the fact that Randy's one and his like dad is one. And like just poor Stan running around with this rabbit. This is Snowball and I don't know what to do with him. Hi, Ayla? Ayla? Ayla. Hi. So if you guys are in the comments, let me know what your favorite episode of South Park is. I think that'd be a good like question to throw out into the chat if you guys are going to be talking to me. Okay, so my 8th favorite episode of South Park ever is, drumroll, Hell on Earth 2006, when Satan throws his Sweet 16 party. It's just so funny. Because, like, I don't know, I grew up in, like, the 2000s, and, like, my Sweet 16 on MTV was such a thing. Such a thing. And everybody, like, I used to watch it, and then, like, you'd talk to your friends if they'd seen it. Oh, I got some comments. It's a... you thought Family Guy was funnier, so you used to be a normie. Yeah, I think everyone goes through a phase where they think like Family Guy is really, really funny, and then like you realize other stuff's better. But I've always loved South Park, and you know what's really annoying? Like none of my friends really like it. I got my husband into it, but like before I got him into it, he had never watched it really. He just thought it was stupid, and like most of my friends think it's really stupid, but I love it. It's my show. So yeah, back to Hell on Earth, Satan's Sweet 16. It's just the whole premise of him getting the car cake, you know, the girls throw the fits because they don't get the cake. Thank you, Ayla. Thank you. They're very green. Is just so funny. And the fact that like Butters keeps holding up the mirror and being like, Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls turns up. It's so funny. Like if you ever like are in the bathroom on like Halloween and like somebody's like, oh Bloody Mary, and you're like, no, Biggie Smalls is gonna come and pop a cap in your ass. It's just too funny. And then like poor Butters like in his pajamas having to take Biggie Smalls to Satan's party. It all just makes total sense, you know. I love it. And the fact like it's got Satan making like his minions switch outfit with him, it's all just so Sweet 16. Okay, the irony of how people think it's stupid because not being horrible. They don't understand the humor is hilarious. Yeah, I think that it was one of the first episodes I watched. Yeah, Biggie Smalls. Yeah, I think that's maybe the thing. Like, people don't get the humor. Like, they can't see past like, you know, the stupid jokes. Whereas, like, if you're actually like a very kind of cynical human being, I think that's why you really, really like South Park, because I think if you're naturally quite cynical, it appeals to your like cynicism of the world. Okay, so my 7th favorite episode of South Park of all time is Hey guys, welcome to Raisins! The one where Stan goes goth and Butters gets the girlfriend. It's just so funny, right? For so many reasons. Like, first of all, what's it called? Stan getting broken up with by Wendy is funny in on of itself because like that dynamic has been going on for so long. So that is hilarious. And then they take Stan to Raisins and it's just like the piss take of Hooters, which again is so funny. And they've got like all these like, you know, kids doing it. And they're like, would you like some wings like that? My name's Mercedes. And like the fact that all the Raisins girls are named after cars, again, I found hilarious. And the fact that Butters falls for it and he's like following Portia around and like he turns up to give her a present when she leaves work and she gets the bouncer to walk her to her bike like she's a stripper or something. It's so funny. And then when he takes his parents to meet Portia and they're like, these girls are lying to you, Butters. So funny. And then of course on the other hand you've got Stan, You know, Stan being goth is so, so funny. Like him writing his poetry about like the dark and him being like too goth even for the goth kids in South Park is hilarious. And then when Stan realizes that it's like better just to be sad for a while than to turn goth because Butters is so upset, and Butters like, I don't want to be a goth, that sucks. Again, so funny. So, so, so funny. Okay. My sixth favorite episode of South Park ever is Make Love, Not Warcraft. Because, right, first of all, the animation, like from Warcraft to South Park, is hilarious, and the fact that they got the game designers to be involved in the making of that episode, brilliant. The fact that like Randy is playing Warcraft and doesn't know how it works, again, so funny. Butters playing Hello Kitty Island Adventure, that is the best line. You know, like when they all like have no life, and it's like, this man has no life. He has played every quest of Warcraft, and like I'll admit, I've played Warcraft. Like me and my friends used to make accounts like back in the day, but like we never had the money to pay for like the online subscription. So we like have the account for 30 days and like play. And then we were like, okay, like nobody's paying for us to like continue to have Warcraft. So we were like 11, like bye. And then like I used to play the Warcraft game, like not the online game, but like this little computer game. So I found it so funny, and it was like kind of at the height of like Warcraft like fame. Like I remember there used to be like parody videos, like people used to make parody videos of music videos with The Sims, but they'd also do it with Warcraft characters, and I just used to find it hilarious. So that episode like speaks to my inner nerd, you know, like I want to like have no life and just play video games. It's so funny. And the fact that in the one of the recent episodes, the guy who has no life, like the Warcraft king, is now working for ICE. So funny. Like it works perfectly. You know? Okay. My fifth favorite episode of South Park ever. And unfortunately, this is an episode that you can't seem to find in the UK. I don't know if it's on the HBO. Like we used to have HBO and then we got rid of it because we only bought it to watch House of the Dragon, and then once that watched that, and then we watched The Deuce, and then we watched Penguin. But then we got rid of it because we were like, oh, too many streaming services. But you can't get this on Paramount, I think, in the UK. You can probably get it in the States if you're there. Is you got effed in the 8 because like you got served. It's such a classic South Park episode. Oh, my cat. Oh, she's okay. She's sitting on the boiler. You got effed in the 8 is so funny because, right, first of all, it's the dancing and the fact that Stan does can't break my heart, my achy breaky heart, you know, and the fact that like Chef is like freaking out about all of this, like, you can't dance back, otherwise it's on. It's so funny. And I don't know, early 2000s, there were like teen dance movies literally everywhere, like The Streets, like Honey, like all those like dance movies in the early 2000s, like it was just a rip off of that, and I loved it. It was like just so bad it was good. And the fact that Butters is like a mass murderer because he used to do tap dance. Like Butters is a mass murderer because his shoe fell off during tap dance and he like killed all these people, and then he does it again. And the fact that they can't find anyone to dance with them and they end up dancing with a duck. Like it's just, I love it. It's so funny, you know. South Park know where it's at, you know? So, in fourth place, my favorite ever South Park episode, fourth favorite South Park episode ever, is Butters' very own episode. Because Butters is my favorite character in South Park. You know, I know he came in later on in the show, but he's so sweet, and he's so funny. And the fact that everything goes wrong for him, and you know, that episode where his parents like murder him. You know, like his mom like floats him down the river and he's like following his dad around. He finds out his dad is gay. which like comes on later when they send him to conversion therapy, but it's so funny, right? So Butters following his dad around. His mom has a mental breakdown because she finds out her husband is gay, tries to kill Butters, and the only thing Butters wants to do is get home to go to Bennigan's, and he hasn't realized that his parents tried to kill him, and then Butters' parents just being like, some Puerto Rican man killed our son. He was average Puerto Rican height. And the fact that like JonBenet Ramsey's parents are there, and they've got OJ as well. It's just so funny. It's such a good episode. Like Butter's very own episode. I know they'll never make another Butter's very own episode, but I think they should. Like, just, it's Butters. That's me. Who's that boy with the like a mind full of sunshine? So funny. Okay, so my third favorite South Park episode ever is Good Times with Weapons. Because, okay, first of all, the kids get ninja weapons. This is hilarious. Second of all, the animation, like that manga animation, when they swap back and forth between like the manga animation and like the normal South Park animation, tip top, right? The song, Protect My Balls, hilarious. Butters getting the throwing star in his eye, and instead of taking him to the hospital because they don't want to get in trouble, they take him to the vet and glue like fur on him. Hilarious. The vet wanting to put him down because phone call there was one of those ones that's like, oh, we're phoning you on this number, and it's like obviously like not a local number, and you don't know it, so we don't. Okay, I'm back. I froze. I think it was because somebody was phoning me. Okay, so South Park, Good Times with Weapons, really funny. Butter, like, no, Cartman just having like all the powers and like being that kid that's like, I'm invisible now. Because like I think we all played with a kid that was like that, and you're like, no, those aren't the rules. And the fact that he takes it so seriously, he gets naked and goes on stage, is hilarious. Because it's South Park. He doesn't love that, right? So yeah, third place, Good Times with Weapons, absolute classic, right? Then we've got in second place, my favorite ever second South Park episode is Return of the Fellowship of the Ring to the Two Towers video store. The one where they're like returning the porno tape to the video store. And like, I know it's kind of dated because nobody uses video stores anymore, but that episode is so funny. Like the fact that Butters watches the porno by mistake, and then what's it called, turns into like Gollum, and is following the boys around, and the fact that the cars are dragons, and they meet the kids playing Harry Potter, and the parents being like, "Oh my God, that kid has got the porno." It is hilarious. And then all the like 8th graders or 4th graders or whatever they are chasing them on their bikes and like recreating those scenes like where they're hiding in the little hollow and they're the hobbits, and like the kids the 8th graders won't go over the water because like they don't want to get their bikes wet, but it makes sense, and it's such a thing. Like, it's so funny. Like, one of my favorite episodes of all time, definitely Return of the Fellowship of the Rings to the Two Towers video store. Okay, so before we get to my favorite ever episode of South Park, we're gonna mention some honorable mentions, right? And these are really like two-parter episodes, so they're a little bit different to like your normal episode, like, which is just 20 minutes, right? So my first honorable mention is going to be Cartoon Wars, because that is so funny, and again, it's an episode you can't get in the UK because it's the whole Muhammad thing, I think. So Cartoon Wars is one of my honorable mentions for South Park. It's just so funny when they all bury their heads in the sand, and the manatees, and like the animation they do for the Family Guy TV shows and Bart Simpson, and it is very, very funny. I wish you could get it in the UK. It's not really fair that you can't, but you know. And then my second honorable mention for episodes of South Park again, I think this might actually be 3 parts. It's been so long since I watched it. Is Imagination Land. That is hilarious. The whole premise is really funny. The portal to the imagination, the terrorists attacking the imagination, Butters getting trapped in the imagination. It's a really good idea. It's well executed. I really like seeing all the villains. I liked the return of the Christmas critters. You know, Cartman's Christmas critters that are just so evil. It's really good. And I like the whole like premise in the background that like Cartman doesn't care that the imagination's real. He just wants Kyle to like suck his balls. It's really funny. It's really funny, you know? Okay, so we have got on to my number one favorite episode of South Park ever is The Ungroundable, which is the episode where Butters believes he is a vampire because of the vamp kids that are obsessed with Twilight. And of course this came out like during the whole like enormous like Twilight mania, which I never ever got into, but like one of my friends got really into it, and I remember I made her watch this episode at the time, and she's like, I'm not like that, and I was like, yep you are. But the one line that like we still say to each other, and she's not even a fan of South Park, but her and I would say to each other is like, Butters crept into my Butters crept into my room in the middle of the night and gave me a hickey, when Butters is like trying to suck Cartman's blood when he's in bed. It's just so funny, and like the fact that they're all drinking tomato juice instead of blood, and Butters is like, this is icky, and when he like his parents try to ground him and he hisses at them. I don't know, it's just, it is my favorite episode of all time, and like goth Butters or like emo Butters or vamp kid Butters is definitely one of the funniest premises, you know, that I can imagine in South Park, you know. I think it's better than like even when Stan becomes goth. Like I always love a goth kids episode, and the fact that they go and destroy the Hot Topic, so like it will get rid of like the vamp kids, and I just love it. I think it still holds up. So that is it for my top 10 favorite episodes of South Park ever. I'm gonna watch the new episode tonight and figure out if it's any good. I've seen some reviews online because I know it's out in America, but it's not out here. So we will wait and see. Until next time.